Good morning or evening or whatever time it is. For me, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning and I am tired. Anyway, so just a real quick update. This is going to be longer than a minute, but just a quick thing. I've got a lot of scratch building going on. I have yet to get prime on this, but that's all right. I got prime on the body all the way around. I just want to clean up these lines here just a little bit where these bits went together, but I got primer on it. I'm letting it fully cure a little while longer. I mean, this has been at it like 2 days, but I just want to give it that extra bit of time. As for the bed, I have decided it would be in my best interest probably to do the tailgate up, because, well, I mean, it just again, just remember this is primer. All right. I don't know if I like how that looks right there. I mean, I may leave it down. Or glue it in the down position, but I like how snug and everything looks like this. But anyway, so right here I have a lot of scratch building going on. This is going to be the bracket or the trolley. I couldn't find any matching tires small enough to work, so this will just be a rack for the back of the truck to have my tanks in. I don't know how well you can see those. There's Alright, so what I did, you remember those Mickey Mouse looking regulators that came with both sets of bottles? Well, just a second, let me see here. Sorry. The regulators that look like this. Mickey Mouse looking things. Well, I took the big part and I'm using it as a collar for hoses, and then there's one of the little dials. I did it on both. This one, the cut wasn't perfect, but you know what? It's an old air tank in an old truck. I'm going to pipe them together, and believe it or not, I've actually got this little bitty piece of balsa wood that I've kind of messed around with in the center, and that will actually rest in between the tanks, kind of something like that. And then together, once everything is together, they will sit and attach nice and pretty up in there. So that's where we're at with those. It's been a lot of scratch building. It's been a scratch building the day. And that's kind of why you see such a mess here. I bounce around from things here and there. Here's the stock front bumper that comes with the kit. but it's a service truck. So this is going to be the new front bumper. Yes, it's a beast of a bumper. I may consider shaving just a hair bit off, but the measurements I set out for this, it's actually roughly 3.5 to 4 inches, if it were real, wider than the actual bumper. So there's not any monumental difference, as it were. So it's going to be roughly 76 inches wide, and I think we've got this at 18 inches tall. So it's just basically what it is a cast iron bumper. Just a good old-fashioned cast iron push bumper, because it is a service truck. And since I have been trying to be a stickler for detail, I took one of the little regulator pieces that was cut a little flatter than the others, and here's the amber rotator. I am going to mount it something like this. Now again, it's I don't know how well you can see that, but anyway, the point being is that I spent a couple of hours shaping these two little discs, one slightly smaller than the other, and then I'm going to use some of this tubing, and I'm going to mount it on a pole so it kind of sits in the floor. Let's see if I can do this. Mounts in the floor of the cab, kind of something like that, and then I'll be able to run wiring down from the light down through the bed of the truck. But this will get a black base, primer coat, and then I'll do something off on this. I may do the silver, I don't know. But then that definitely needs silver, so that when that's in place, I don't know how well you can see that, but that looks really sharp. So yeah, scratch built rotator, scratch built tank rack, and just because there's these extra pieces here in both kits, and I'm pretty positive I can't find them anywhere on the instructions, so I'm pretty positive those are actually supposed to be, if you're doing a custom, kind of like stands for the tonneau cover if you have it where it's mounted like this. So you can mount it either upright like that, or you can actually, there's a spot in the middle of the tonneau cover that you can fold it, so you leave one part flat and the other part up, and it's got little hydraulics to hold that piece up, or you can mount it flat. But anyway, so I got to looking at this where I had clipped it away from the tree, and I'm going, oh my gosh, that looks like a tow bar. So I've left this in place for the moment for stability purposes, but I spent oh, I don't know, roughly 30 minutes, an hour working on this. So for the rear bumper on the truck, I'm going to put, well, basically something like a pintle hitch, but not quite. So it would make sense. You could just lay that over the hitch part. And I'm going to use what are supposed to be front tow hooks, as it were. They're just kind of L-shaped bars. The kit provides these for the service truck for the front end. I'm going to use those in the back, mount them some way to these bars here in the back, and just a little bit extra chain, maybe some strapping or something like that to go with it. And then it's got a tow chain to go with all the tools over there. So that's where we're at right now, and it's as you can see, I've got the two-way done up. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to mount something of a wire from here to the back without it dragging too much. I've got a bracket I have to build for this so I can mount it in the truck properly. And of course I've got an antenna to do, but we are trucking along. I am getting color on this. The satin color, this has been drying for I don't know, almost not quite 48 hours, and the green is still, it's not tacky, but if I hold it or squeeze it too long, it dulls the surface. So it's still got a little tack to it, and it's just been really moist. Lots of rain in the area over the last few days, so it's just crazy. But I got the ends of the plugs blacked. I'm going to paint the wire gray. I got these wires mounted down or pulled down some. I just have to get these done. Obviously I've gotten the belt done. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've again, for me, it's all about the detail and simple little things like this. You know, it obviously with a break for, you know, life, my granddaughter, going to the store, cooking dinner, everything like that. I think this took me roughly 5.5 hours to build, and it doesn't look like much, but I mean, it's not so much that getting it built, it's taking the time out to, well, do what I could to shape things, get the edges on there so it's not all boxy, get a little rounding here. I've still got a little more rounding on the bars here, but the uprights. But yeah, this has been really fun to see what I could come up with, and it's just amazing, because I feel like this is just pushing me further, and that's the point. You learn, you make a mistake, you try not to repeat that mistake, you move on. You learn something, it works, you try something new. If it works, you know, file that away. Hey, maybe I can do this next time. So I've been doing what I can to be as gentle as possible, but make this as detailed and great as possible. But yeah, so that looks really sharp, and I'm actually kind of impressed with it. I might do something like that for my post-apocalyptic build, which, yes, that is still coming up. But yeah, so here we are. It's a fun ride. So it, you know, again, it just because something doesn't exist or something may sound impossible to do, things would be easier with a 3D printer, resin printer or something, or going and purchasing things aftermarket or something like that. Of course things would be so much easier to do, but this has been fun working with what I had. I mean, here I got plenty of tools to work with, and jack, fire extinguisher, lots of tools, things I really get to play with and create. Do a toolbox. There are aftermarket kits. Actually, I would love to get my hands on them that are 1/25th scale. They are garage kits. Round 2 put out 3 kits that are garage specific kits, and I would love to get my hands on those. And that would make this service truck build so much easier. But that's not what I'm about. I'm about this. Here we're having fun coming up with things I've never done before, and I get to share it with you. So I hope you can learn from my experience, and I hope this helps improve your modeling experience. So I'm Eric with His&Hers HHQ. Be sure you follow us over on Facebook at His&Hers Hobby Headquarters. Like, subscribe, feel free to leave a comment, share the joy of scale model building. You all have a good day.